glad that you're here. Welcome to tonight's workshop on mediumship development. I gotta tell you, I am so happy that you guys found me. I see all the emojis going on. I see all of you guys in the chat right now. This is so cool. I am so excited to get to meet you guys, speak to you guys, and talk about your ability for once. We're always talking about me and what I see and what I hear. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about that gift that's inside you, how you connect with the other side, how the other side speaks to you, how you might already start be receiving information from the spirit world. When I talk about the spirit world, I'm not just talking about your loved ones. I'm talking about your loved ones, your angels, and your spirit guides. But first of all, I want to welcome all of you here tonight. You have no idea how excited I was to do this tonight. You know, I talked to some people yesterday, and there was some sent out an invitation yesterday, and there's so many people trying to get on that there was a bunch of people, unfortunately, that couldn't get on yesterday. So I said, you know what, let's do it again. I want to make sure that nobody missed out. So here we are live tonight. I am so happy to see all of you here. I see Stephanie is here, and Wanda is here, and Jamie is here. For those of you guys who just came in, who just got settled in, I want to let you know a few things before we begin. So first of all, there is emoji buttons that are here. So as you're here with me, you can send me some hearts, emojis, thumbs up, laughing face, crying face, whatever that they have in the emojis. So this way I can see you guys. Oh my God, I see you guys found the button. And also, which is really cool, is that there's a live chat going on. So the live chat goes right to me and everyone else that's here. So right down below, you should see a Q&A button. If you hit that Q&A button, that's going to bring up the live chat and the live feed. And in it, you're going to be able to ask any question that you want to me. You'll be able to comment on anything that comes up. And I really want this to be interactive tonight. I really want to hear from you. I want to get to know you because I know that many of you have been following me for months, literally for years, some of you from the very beginning. So that being said, I'm so happy we have the chat open tonight. I want to get to know you. I also want to share with you some secrets about mediumship and how to develop your gifts. So I see Joy is here, Amanda's here, Tony's here, Janice is here. You all found the chat. I am so freaking excited about it. But I want to talk to you about why I sent you the invitation tonight. You know, here's the thing that I want you to know is that while you are here and with me, there's something beautiful that's going on. And that is that right now, at this very moment, you're being guided. You're being guided by angels, by loved ones, by spirit guides that are trying to connect with you. Now, here's something that most mediums will not tell you, okay? And it drives me crazy, okay? It's a secret that I need to share with you. Spirit tells me that we are all born with a beautiful gift. Each one of you has a gift. You have a gift to communicate with the other side. You have a gift to sense and feel things. You have a gift to not only see things before they happen, but also test things through your intuition and your own psychic ability. I want to talk to you about this, okay? Because how many of you, let me know in the chat, how many of you have had the situation where you felt something that you couldn't explain? Let me explain. How many of you have had that feeling where you met someone for the very first time, and the minute that you met them, something pulled you back. Something said, don't trust this person. Something is off with this person. Say no. Don't trust this person, right? Donna's saying yes. Susan's saying yes. Oh my God, the chat's blown up. Stacy's saying yes. Liz is saying yes. Oh my God. Look at all of you who've had this experience. Okay, let me ask you another experience. How many of you have had the experience where you had someone pop in your head? Randomly, they popped into your head and you're like, gee, I haven't thought about that person in years. Oh my God, I haven't thought about that person or talked to that person in 6-7 years. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you run into them at the supermarket. You run into them at the most random place and you're like, oh my God, that's so weird. And you literally get the chills. Send me the thumbs up emoji if that's happened to you. If you thought of somebody in your head and then next thing you know, you bumped into them. Look at all that. Look at all of you who've had that experience. Okay, let me ask you this. How many of you have had a dream of a loved one that has felt so real that to this day, you cannot forget it? How many of you had that situation happen to you? Send me the heart emoji if that's happened to you. Let me know if that's happened to you. If you had a dream of someone who passed on and literally was so vivid, so real that you could remember that dream. Okay, the chat's blowing up. I see Sarah saying yes. I see Erin saying yes. Amy saying yes. I see all the heart emojis coming up here on screen. What I want you to know is that this is your psychic ability at work. Now, here's what I want you to know is that each one of you has a very special gift. And this is what you need to know, okay? And this is where mediumship or other mediums don't like to talk about this. Everyone talks about the clears, right? Let's go through them. Clears stand for the ways that you might be gifted, right? So for example, clairvoyance is the gift of clear seeing. Clairaudience means that you hear, right? You hear little messages, you hear voices, you hear sounds, you might hear your name being called. Clairvoyance is when you see images that move in front of you, like little movies, right? You might be clairsentient, right? Where you feel things. You can feel other people's energy. You can feel or sense spirits around you. And then there's another one that's called claircognizant, when you just know things. You get mental downloads that come in. Now, here's what I want you to know, is that not everybody fits in just one of those buckets. You have your own unique gift. You are a blend of a clair versus another clair versus another clair, right? What I mean by that is that you might be really empathic with the side of intuition, right? You might be really empathic with the side of clairvoyance. You might be really empathic with a touch of psychic dreaming. What I want you to know is that your gift is deep within you. Now, before we get into this, I want to take you back, because the reason why I did this webinar tonight, and the reason why I brought you here, is I know that many of you have been following me for a long time. And I want to ask you a question that you might be a little bit afraid to answer, and I hope you'll answer it honestly, but I want to know in the chat, how many of you have been having a gift that you've been keeping a secret? How many of you have been having a psychic ability that you've been keeping a secret that you don't want to tell anybody, okay? You feel like you have this gift, you feel like you have this ability, but you don't want to tell anybody, or maybe you've had it and you lost it, or you think you've lost it, right? Morgan's saying yes, Don is saying yes. Oh my God, I love seeing all of the, oh my God, oh my God, the chat's exploding right now. Okay, here's what I need you to know. What I need you to know is that what you sense, what you felt is real. And not only is it real, but it led you to me. It led you to this group here right now. It's the reason why you got my email. It's the reason why you're in front of me right now. Because I did this meditation, I talked to my own guides and my own loved ones, and I'm always asking, what is it that I need to do next with my gift? And recently, I kept hearing that you have to be a teacher. You have to teach people that the other side is real, angels are real, right? And you have to teach people about their own gifts. It's not just about delivering messages. It's teaching people to do what you do, but in their own way. And that's why I have you here tonight, because I want to share with you some of the secrets that have been in my family. Because here's a little secret, okay? One that you may not know. My grandmother was a medium. My mom is a medium. I'm a medium. But even though we're the same bloodline, we all have completely different gifts. My grandmother was a medium where she would predict things. She would see things. For example, my grandmother was very claircognizant. She would know things, it would just pop into her head and she would know things. For example, I'm going to give you an example. I remember, my grandmother passed when I was, I want to say 3 years old or 4 years old. But afterwards, after my mom explained to me that, she had the psychic gift, that she was keeping a secret and only select few family members and friends knew about it, I went and I did some research for myself. I remember calling up some of my grandmother's girlfriends, right, that she had that were in this black book that she had, this address book. And I called up some of her closest friends who were, 80, 90 years old at the time when I called them. And I said, I need to know about my grandmother. Did she ever share her gift with you? Did she ever share her experiences with you? What did she tell you? Well, I remember one of her best friends said that something triggered her. And that was that, back in the day, before we had cell phones, before we had computers, before we had social media, she was at the mall, back when the mall was crowded, right? You'll remember going to JCPenney and Jordan Sachs and all those places. But it was a busy holiday season. She was at the mall. There was a lot of hustle and bustle like it was way back in the day, right? Now malls are kind of dead. But anyway, she was there with her grandson, and her grandson took this horrible fall and fell down the escalator and got really hurt. And that night, after she had gotten back from, the emergency room, nobody knew about this. The first person that she called was my grandmother. And when she called up my grandmother picked up the phone and said, what happened to the little boy? He fell down the stairs. And instantly, her friend Sophie was like, how did you know that? I didn't tell anybody that. And that's when my grandmother came clean about her gift or ability. It was just this download. It woke her up. She was taking a nap and boom, it was there. Now I want to share with you, okay, ways that you might be getting this download. And here's the thing, is that many times, people get these downloads, but they don't know where they're coming from. I want to share with you what happened to a neighbor of mine that is going to send chills down your spine. Now, my neighbor is one that doesn't believe she's psychic, doesn't believe she has intuition, right? Doesn't believe that she has a gift. But guess what? She is a therapist. And she's a freaking amazing therapist. Now, here's one where she's like, oh, Matt, I don't get any psychic ability. I'm so not good with that. I don't sense things. I don't feel things. I'm so deep in my head all the time. Well, I'll tell you this. Upon meeting her, I knew that she was psychic. I knew she just didn't know how. Well, here's the thing. When she meets people, right, instantly, upon meeting them, she can diagnose them. She knows, okay, this person is depressed, even though they're telling her that everything is okay, at home, everything is okay with her, with their family, everything is okay with their friendships. She knows that they're depressed, that they're hiding something, right? Another one of her clients, I could tell that she could tell that they were in an abusive relationship, even though her husband appeared loving and calm and sweet. Well, I'll tell you that even though she didn't believe this was a gift, it was a gift that was speaking to her. Well, I want to share with you what happened to her. One day she was out, she had bought a condo in Newport, Rhode Island, which is, one of these old, New England cities. And Newport has a lot of big cobblestones, right? So she had gone and was walking, in front of her new condo when all of a sudden she took a terrible fall. She fell on the cobblestone, fell down, hit her head, and literally was completely knocked out of breath. And she got up. She was jolted. She was jolted. She was a little bit disoriented, and she's like, "I'm gonna go back home." So she went back to her condo, and then after taking a minute and sitting and drinking some water, she came to and she says, "You know what? I'm gonna go back to my other condo in Cranston." So she got in the car and she came back home. She laid down on the couch, and she just was feeling so tired. She was, "I'm gonna lay down." Well, she was laying down on the couch, and all of a sudden she woke up. And there was this voice in her head that said, "You need to go and get help. You need to go and get help. You need to go and get help." That voice kept repeating itself again and again and again and again. It woke her up out of sleep. It jolted her so much that she literally tried to call her daughter. Her daughter wasn't answering the phone. She got in the car to go to her daughter's house, and she got in a car accident. And she passed out at the wheel, okay? Went off the road, did not die, did not get injured in the car accident, okay? But something amazing happened. Paramedics got her, rushed her to the hospital, and realized she had an internal bleed. She was literally minutes away from dying. Now, they thought that the accident had caused that internal bleed. It wasn't. It was the walk that she had earlier that day. And she had said to me this. She said to me, if that voice, she came to me afterwards and said, something saved my life. She said, if that voice had not woken me up and told me to go and get help, if I didn't hear it in my head, I would be dead because I would have stayed sleeping on that couch. That was the voice of her guardian angel. Now, listen to this. What was so amazing about that is that voice after that incident started to appear in her life again and again and again. She realized that same voice was the voice that was guiding her with her patients. The reason why she knew this patient was depressed. This patient was in an abusive marriage or relationship. This person is really suicidal, and this person is just trying to get attention. Okay, she knew this because of the fact that was that inner voice. Well, that inner voice was her psychic ability. She just didn't know what to call it. You have this too. That same feelings that you get when somebody says to you, let me ask you a question. Okay, let me know in the chat. How many of you have been told that you have really good vibes? Or maybe somebody has said to you, what's the vibe that you get on my boyfriend? What are the vibes that you get on my new house? What are the vibes that you get on my new job? Sharon is saying yes. Teresa's saying yes. Janet's saying yes. Randy's saying yes. Darren's saying yes. Margie's saying yes. Okay, here's the thing. That means that somebody is seeing that gift within you. That means that somebody is noticing that you have really strong intuition. And you might consider yourself just intuitive. I'm going to tell you, I hate that word intuitive. Because intuition is really psychic ability. It's psychic ability when somebody doesn't know what to call it. So here's the thing. Being a medium, I meet people every day. I met so many of you who have come to me and said, I feel like I have something, but I don't know what it is. Or I feel like I try to tap in, but I can't. I want to share with you another story that just happened just a few days ago. It was actually during my last event that I did. When I was doing, I think it was the soul purpose readings that I did. There was this woman that came to me, and she'd come to a couple online readings, never got a reading. Well, she came to the soul purpose event, and the moment that she came up on screen, the moment that I read her, she started crying. She was like, Matt, oh my God, I can't believe I'm speaking to you. She goes, I had never gotten a reading before. I can't believe you're calling on me. Well, the moment I connected with her, she was expecting a loved one to come through. but who came through was her guardian angel. Now, here's the thing. Her guardian angel came through, and not just one, many were there and saying, we know she's trying to connect with us. We've been talking to her. We've been talking to her. We've been speaking to her. She's an angel reader. She has the gift to speak to us. So I looked at her and I said, hey, they're telling me that you have the gift to speak to the angels. You have a gift to speak to the other side. And she goes, oh my God, Matt, I speak to my angels every day, but I can't hear them back. I can't connect. I speak to them. I have angel cards. I have all these things. I can't get the connection. Well, then her angel showed me the way that she was gifted. She was expecting to hear a voice. She was expecting to see an image. She was expecting to feel something, where instead her angels showed me the ways that they were using to connect with her was with her all along. It was through colors. They started to show me purple, violet, red, blue, green. And I said to her, your angels are telling me that you've been connecting with them with colors. Well, she was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with colors. Everything in my life is color. She goes, and I don't know what that means. I said, well, your angels are telling me that you label colors with meaning. I'm like, what does purple mean to you? And she goes, oh my God, purple's my favorite color. And purple to me means healing. It means trust. It means comfort. When I see that purple color, I know everything's going to be okay. I said, okay, what does white mean to you? She goes, oh, white. Oh, that's a bad color to me. White means that it's stale. It's not going anywhere. And I started naming different colors. And all of a sudden, the information was coming like this. And I said, do you ever see colors around people? And she's like, well, I don't really know what that means. I'm like, well, when you think about a person, think about someone in your mind right now. What color comes out? And she thought, and she's like, oh my God, I can associate people with a color. So that's how your angels are talking to you. That's how they've been trying to reach you. Well, she had looked high and low to see how to discover her gift. It was with her all along. I'm giving you these examples because I'm trying to pull and awaken in you what you have all along. You have a psychic ability, whether it is that you've received a dream of a loved one who had passed away, whether it is that you dreamt of something before it happened, whether it is that you just met someone and instantly got a vibe, you have this gift. And you know what's so funny is that many of us are tapping in, tuning in, tapping out, tapping in, tapping out, and we don't realize that we're using it. And then we don't know how to actually tune in when we want to. For example, my friend who is like a psychologist was using it all along. It wasn't until she needed that gift for herself that she realized what to call it. Well, you have a gift that you don't know what to call. You've been using it your whole life. You just haven't called it a gift. You haven't called it psychic ability. I want to talk to you about some of the greatest people of our time. Look at Michael Jordan. When I look at him, I instantly see psychic ability. I see clairvoyance because he says that he can see the game before it happens. He knows what play to do. He can see the plays in his head. He's using clairvoyance. Oprah Winfrey, she uses clairsentience. She relies solely on her intuition, right? She did this back in the day when she was doing Oprah magazine and who to have on her show and what questions to ask the guests. She could pull information out of them because she could feel it. Intuition. Okay. We can also talk about Albert Einstein. He would get these mental downloads that would come in. He didn't call it psychic, just like Oprah Winfrey didn't call it psychic. And Michael Jordan still doesn't call it psychic. But each one of them has a gift. Albert Einstein would get these downloads, right? Where he would get this information that would come out of nowhere. Well, here's what I want you to know. Each one of them became great because they used their psychic ability, but they didn't know that it was a gift. They didn't know what they were tapping into. Some of the greatest psychics of our time, which includes you, are actually kept in the closet, keeping your gift a secret, not sharing it with the world. Okay, my grandmother did this. My mom did this, right? For many, many years because it wasn't accepted. But I want to let you know this. I see people every day. I meet many of you at meet and greets, at shows, at all these different places. And every time I meet people, I see the gift that's within you. Now, here's what I want you to know. People say to me all the time, well, Matt, I want to be like you. I want to be just like you. I wish I could do what you do. And here's the thing. If you could be exactly like me, if you could do exactly what I do, I'm going to tell you right now, you'd be doing a disservice to yourself because there's something greater within you. Here's a secret no other medium is going to tell you. There is no hierarchy, okay? There's no one medium is better than the other. We all have the same gift. Because we all tap into the same source. It's how we receive our information. So I'm going to share with you this. I'm going to share with you, look at Teresa Caputo, look at Tyler Henry, look at me. We all receive our information in a different way. By the way, Teresa Caputo and Tyler, great friends of mine. Tyler Henry is an artist. He receives his information drawing and scribbling because his gift is through artwork. So when he's painting and he's writing, information flows to him. That's how he does a reading. Teresa Caputo receives her information through feeling. She senses and feels things. She's not hearing a voice. She's sensing and feeling things. She's sensing an older presence, a younger man. That's the reason why when she does a reading, you'll always hear her say, I feel a male energy. I feel a female energy. I feel a mother energy. Because she's not hearing, she's not seeing, she's feeling. Tyler Henry is actually clairvoyant, right? When he's going and he's using his artwork, he's seeing these images that appear. And what I also want you to know is my mom, some medium, uses cards, but she's not actually reading the cards. Those cards are tools that trigger something within her that opens her up. Now, here's what I want you to know. Some of the greatest psychics, might be including you, okay, doesn't know this gift exists because it appears in different ways. Now, what I want to let you know is this. You might be suppressing your gift and not even knowing. Okay, I want to share with you one person who didn't think that they were psychic, didn't think they were medium, didn't discover it till later on. I'm going to tell you a story about a woman, okay? This one's going to blow your mind. And I'm sharing with you these stories because this is how we learn, right? Every story that I'm sharing with you is real. It's actual. It's proof, right? There's a woman who for most of her life suffered with anxiety. She would walk into a place, she would feel people's energy. It would freak her out. She couldn't function. She was getting anxiety attack after anxiety attack. She couldn't be around large rooms. She would feel like this weight on her chest. She would feel that there was this energy around her. It would cause her panic attacks. She was very empathic. Well, guess what? She went to doctors. For years, she thought she suffered from anxiety and panic until she went to a spiritual teacher and she realized one thing. She was in her 40s. She went to a spiritual teacher and she left, realizing that the anxiety that she felt, those strong feelings, being so sensitive all her life, was her psychic ability. That person is Teresa Caputo. How many of you knew that? How many of you knew that for 40 years, Teresa Caputo didn't know she was psychic? She just had extreme anxiety, right? And Joanna's saying, that sounds like me. Well, listen, this is why you're here. For 40 years, suppressed this gift until going to a medium and was like, oh my God, you have this too. And she didn't realize until she went to a spiritual teacher. And then guess what happened? Within 5 years of her picking up that gift, she landed that TV show, Long Island Medium, and became one of the most successful mediums of our time. Because here's the thing. You may have forgotten about your gift. You may not know that your gift is there. But when you get on the right track, when you learn the tools, for example, she had a spiritual teacher. Unfortunately, that psychic had now passed. But when she crossed paths with that psychic and she learned how to develop her gift and learned what it was, what her unique gift was, Spirit put her on the fastest course to success. What would have taken her whole entire life took just a few short years of everyone around the world knowing her name. Why? Because she opened up to her gift, she opened up to Spirit, and Spirit says, let's get you back on track. But what I want you to know is this. You also have had that feeling. You, just like Teresa forgot about her gift, many of you may have forgotten about yours. Now, here's what I want you to know. I want to share with you where your ability comes from, because this is why we all have it. We have a version of it. And that's the reason why every medium is different, right? There's some mediums that are remote viewers, meaning that they can go and they can see a place in their minds without ever visiting there. There's some mediums that are psychic through their dreams. They see visions in their dreams of people who had passed on. They see premonitions in their dreams. They do something called astral travel, where their body will lift out and go places in their dreams that they've never been. There are mediums out there that are pet communicators, that communicate with pets. There are mediums out there that are medical mediums that can check what's going on in your body. There's angel communicators. But we're all pulling from the same source, which is universal knowledge. Now, I want to share with you where you got your gift from. This is really important. And why you're here right now. And why you can always get it back. Why Teresa was able to get it back. We all start off in the same place. You existed before you existed. I want you to think about this. You existed before you existed. You existed in the spirit world. Spirit has taught me this. They've told me this, that we've been in the spirit world before. We've been there. We met our angels. We met our spirit guides. We met certain people that were going to be within our life, our challengers, our soulmates, all of these people we've met. And then when we come here on earth, we forget about this. But we don't forget about it right away. In fact, when we're first growing up, that's the reason why children are so psychic. Have you ever seen a psychic child, a grandchild? Maybe they're talking to somebody who's not there. Maybe they're talking to an invisible friend and you're like, who are you talking to? And then you find out they're talking to somebody who had passed away. It's because all children are new souls. All children come here on earth, right, as new souls. All children are able to pick up and understand things that we can't. They're able to see spirit, hear spirit, communicate with spirit. But the majority of them, 99% of those kids, forget those experiences even happened. I was one of those kids. I forgot those experiences happened. My mom tells me stories that I can't remember. Well, listen, you can't remember those things either. And people say to me, well, Matt, where's the proof? Wouldn't we remember when we were in heaven? Well, here's the thing. You were born, you came out of the birth canal, you were in your mom's womb. Do you remember those? Do you remember those moments, right? Of course we don't, because our brain hasn't fully developed. But they're stored somewhere else. They're stored in your soul. I want to give you proof of this. How many of you, let me know, send me the heart emoji if this has happened to you, have had a deja vu moment? A moment where you met someone, you've seen someone, you instantly knew that you've met them before. You instantly knew that you knew a certain place before. You knew a certain situation was going to unfold. It's like you were destined for that. I see the heart emojis coming in. Paul is saying yes. Maria's saying yes. Kathy's saying yes. I also see Andrew's saying yes. Will is saying yes. That's proof right there. It's your soul remembering. Well, guess what? Your soul remembers this connection to heaven. Your soul remembers that you were in heaven. Your soul remembers where you came from. Your soul remembers your guardian angel and your spirit guide. Now, the hard part is, and this is where every medium, okay, has to learn this one thing. And that is, how do you separate your voice from your psychic voice? How do you know when it's your psychic ability talking to you, when that information is coming from spirit, or when that information is coming from your head? Well, I'm going to share with you this example because I know that you're going to relate to this so much. And send me the laughing emoji if this has happened to you. How many of you have had the experience? I want you to think back to when you first fell in love, okay? And you dated that douchebag, okay? And how many people remember, okay, pushing so strongly towards that relationship, right? You're like, I want this person's hot, this person's sexy. You convinced yourself that this person was the person that you're going to marry, that you're going to be with, that this person was so in love with you. But something inside of you was saying, red flag, red flag, red flag. This person isn't for you. This person isn't for you. This person isn't for you. Okay? How many of you have had that moment? How many of you have been like, oh, I knew it, but I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to listen. And you blocked that voice out. It was your ability. Now, here's what's so funny, okay? You have it, it's there. And we have to learn, right? There's so many psychics that come to me for this because they're like, Matt, I get so nervous to read for myself or to read for others because I have a hard time distinguishing what's my thoughts, what's my ability talking. Well, here's the thing. You are a unique blend. Your psychic gift is like your fingerprint, okay? It's unique to you. It's a blend. Like, for example, me, and your gift changes over time, right? But for me, I want to say, 60% hearing spirit, right? Maybe 30%, 30% seeing spirit, and then 10% feeling spirit, right? That's just how my gift has always worked. Well, you're a unique combination. Now, it wasn't always like that. I started out just seeing shadows and silhouettes, but as I started to develop my ability, it started to develop with me, and I started to understand this fingerprint that I had. Now, I want to share with you something else that is really, really amazing. Something that I think that you're going to find really fascinating. Some mediums even use tools to communicate, right? They use divination tools like tarot cards, pendulums. Those are all amazing ways to connect. And it's okay to connect in that way. But I want you to know that as you develop your gift grows with you. You just got to figure out what it is. And you got to figure out what your psychic voice talking and what your thoughts are that's talking. I can't tell you how many mediums struggle with this. I once had a medium come to me and she was really, really, really upset because she was actually a friend of hers had contacted her to work on a missing persons case. There was a little girl who had gone missing. And when she met with the family, she sensed their hope. She sensed their desperation. She sensed so much that they wanted they wanted this little girl to be found alive. That when she was connecting with the other side and with the spirit world, she just kept feeling like the girl was going to be found alive. And she was wrong. And she was like, Matt, how was I wrong? Oh my God, I feel so bad. Well, it was because she was so emotionally involved. She didn't know how to separate, right? She was new to this. It was the first time she started reading for others. She really wanted to help, and she just felt their pain so much. She really wanted that little girl to be found, that she didn't know how to separate her thoughts. Well, I had to give her this little crash course on how to distinguish her psychic voice to her intuitive voice, and from her actual thoughts. And I got to tell you, it was really tough for her in the beginning, but that one lesson changed her and allowed her to really know, right? What was her psychic voice talking? What was her own intuitive voice? Excuse me, her own self talking. Because here's the thing: your brain tries to prove you wrong. Your brain tries to convince you that this is going to happen and that's not going to happen, right? That this could never happen, but this will happen. But what I want you to know is that your psychic voice is always right. Now, I want to share with you something that's really cool, because I know a lot of people get insecure about their gift and they're afraid to share it. Maybe what happens with you. My mom reads cards. Now, it's funny because I will tell you, there are so many times, well, there's so many times I can count, right? Back in the day, me and my mom, when we first started out, we used to do house parties. So we would go to someone's house, right? And they'd have like 12 or 13 girls there, or men, women, whatever, whoever the hell was there. And me and my mom would do readings, and we'd say, okay, who wants a reading with me? Who wants a reading with my mom? This is how I read. This is how my mom reads. Well, I can't tell you how 9 out of 10 people every single time would book a reading with my mom and book a reading with me, because they were like, oh, 2 different mediums. Maybe I'll get, different information. Well, we'd be in separate rooms, and they were flabbergasted every single time, because the same information that I would pick up on, my mom would pick up on. I would see a grandmother holding a baby, right? And I would know that was a baby being born within the family. My mom, who also reads tea leaves, would be looking through her tea leaves and say, oh, they're showing me the vision of a baby girl being born. And they're like, oh my God, your son just said that. I would see a vision of someone getting down in a proposal and getting married. And my mom would see it in her coffee grinds, the picture of the ring and what it looked like. And my mom would also see it in the cards, and they'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe how you both said the same thing. Well, it was because of the fact that both her and I were connecting with the same source. You're connecting with the same source. It's because, and by the way, how many of you have had the question? Because I know you're going to ask me the question. Oh my God, and Sasha says, I can do tea leaves too. I love that. How many of you have had that situation happen where you thought to yourself, oh my God, I should have known that? How many of you have thought to yourself, I wonder if? Well, here's what I want you to know, is that your gift is there. Your gift is ready to be discovered. It's ready to be uncovered. And I'm going to bring you guys on. I actually want to meet you guys. I want to talk to some of you guys about this. So for those of you, we're going to put everyone's hands down. Let's put everyone's hands down. And if you have a question about your psychic ability, about gift, about developing your psychic ability, telling about how to develop it, whatever it is, I want to bring you on. I want to bring on a panel. I want to hear from you guys. And I also want to hear from you in the chat, because let's dive into it. I really want to hear about your abilities and help you discover it. Because what I want you to know is this. You may get information, and let me know if this happens to you. How many of you have gotten information, but you don't know where you get it from? I can't tell you how many times people come to me and they're like, Matt, I don't know who sent me this message. Was it my dad? Was it my mom? Was it my guardian angel? Or was it my spirit guide? And you know my answer? Who the hell cares, right? As long as you're getting the message, it doesn't matter who's sending it to you, but there is a way to find out, okay? Angels speak from creativity. They put those creative thoughts in your head. Spirit guides are like your coaches. They're the ones that drive you to your milestone, to your destination, to your goals. And then you have your loved ones that are cheering you on, that are giving you personal information about maybe they're about bringing back childhood memories, certain things that they were proud of with you, right? So you can kind of tell the difference. But what's really cool is that when things are going on in your life and when you're doing a reading, you're pulling from all different sources. I can't tell you how many times I do readings and I might hear a message about your love life from your guardian angel. I might hear a message about, your mom's passing from your mom. I might hear a message about, the baby that's going to be born from your grandmother. Well, what I want you to know is that it's right there. It is with you. But the difference is that you might just not know that it's there. Now, we're going to bring the panel on. I want you guys to see everybody that's here. I want to talk to as many people as possible. I see, Kara, you already got your microphone off. I see the cats in the background.
Yep.
I'm so happy that you're here. Is this your first time coming and joining?
No, I've been here a number of times. I met you in Minnesota. So, yeah,
Oh, wait. Well, you know, see, it's hard to tell people on Zoom. It's so freaking dark over there. All
I
right.
know.
It looks like you're a spirit. You guys see what I'm seeing right now? Can you
Yeah,
turn some lights on? No, just
I
kidding.
know. I know. It's not set up great here, but yeah, no, I'm in Minnesota. Yeah.
Oh my God. So what have you related to anything that I just talked about? Have you ever felt, sensed, or connected with spirit?
Yes, I'm so glad to talk to you because my stuff is like all over the place and I don't know what to do. So I'm definitely an empath. Um, I've been told I'm a collective empath of especially related to animals. Like in the winter, I will walk outside and immediately I wish my brain I feel sick to my stomach because I'm like, there are animals like freezing to death right now. And I have to be like, I'll tell my cats, like, let's pray for them. I also have been told I have angels around me. I did a reading with your mom, and she said I had Archangel Jophiel around me. I'm a therapist. There are things that just come out of my mouth that I'm going, yeah, this sounds great, and I've blessed my cat. I think I know things, but I don't know how.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. So first of all, I love the fact that you're a therapist because people who have empathic abilities,
Yeah.
okay, people who have empathic abilities, and how many of you in the chat have felt this? How many of you in the chat have been through an experience where you feel you've been told that you're too sensitive? How many of you in the chat have felt like, oh my God, I'm too sensitive? Oh my God, look, Nikisha's like, oh my God, she's freaking out over there. I'm going to tell you how many of you in the chat have felt like, oh my God, I feel things on a deeper level. Well, Kara, I'm going to tell you, people who have that empathic ability usually end up as a nurse, right? As a medical provider, a home health aide, therapist, guidance counselor, school teacher, right? Sometimes a hairdresser because they're like the impromptu guidance counselors, right? We all know that. You want to know something, at least in Rhode Island, you go to your hairdresser because everybody tells the tells the tea, right? But no, in all seriousness, what happens is that a lot of people who are empaths, we're going to use Teresa Caputo as an example. Teresa Caputo was so overwhelmed by this. She could not go like to downtown New York. She couldn't go anywhere because it would just act up. And the fact that you're so energetically connected, the thing with empaths is that information reaches you no matter where you are. You could be sitting at home and all of a sudden you have to change the television or you have to turn your phone off because the notifications bother you. Seeing what's going on in the world, even though it's 1,000 miles away, bothers you. But here's the thing, is that when you have that ability, that's actually clairsentience. And what you're experiencing is spirit's way of saying, hey, you're highly sensitive. But you can pick up on spirits. You can tell using clairsentience, is this a female energy that's with me? Okay, is this a male energy that's with me? And I love that you said that you're an animal lover because empaths, people who are really empathic, people who are really clairsentient, often feel that they connect with animals more so than they do people.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a very big sign that you're clairsentient is when you pick up on animals because, like I said, sometimes it's like you trust animals more than you do people because you'll see somebody or meet somebody and they won't be telling you the full story.
Yep.
And you know it.
Yep.
So I got to tell you, it's a beautiful gift. And the fact that you can recognize that and you can connect with that, that's your starting point. But I want to give you a tool, okay, that I really want you to use. The thing with empaths is that a lot of people don't realize that when you're empathic, you feel like you have to be able to, you just have to deal with the energy that's coming your way.
Yeah.
But I want to share with you something that you can do that I want you to do every day, every night. It's called psychic protection. And it works really well for empaths. What you want to do is before you leave your house or before you go into a stressful situation, before you go to work, and especially at work, because you're going to find that client's energy stays with you.
Yeah.
Is you want to put a golden bubble around you. You want to focus on this golden bubble that's around you. And that all of your clients, all of the people that you work with on the day-to-day basis, that their energy is outside of the bubble and your energy is kept in the bubble. And what that does is it creates this force field around you so that you're only feeling your own energy. You'll still pick up on energy, but it won't hit you. It won't make you feel sick. It won't make you feel nauseous. It won't make you feel any of those things. Does that make sense?
That does. Because, I love what I do. I love being around people, but I can feel so drained. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm not happy or but it's all that. I do. I'm a trauma therapist, so I take on a lot. And
I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? And this goes for all of you. I can relate to you 100% because being a medium, I'll say it's no different. There were times when I would do, and people say to me all the time, Matt, why don't you cry during readings? Why don't you cry during?
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, when I first started doing readings, way back in the day, I would be a freaking basket case. I would sit down. I wouldn't go be able to do my next session because I'd be sitting down, crying with the people, going to bed nervous, going to bed like, oh my God, did that client, did she go through the divorce? Is she able to heal? Is she able to do this? Is she able to do that? But I learned over the years, psychic protection is a really big way to further help people. Because if you're a basket case, if you're crying, if you're upset, if you're taking on that energy, you're not able to share your gift in the way that the world needs you.
Okay.
So try that. And you can also do it in the shower too. As you're going through the shower, take a shower in the morning or at night, whenever you do it. It's usually better at night. Focus on the water washing away all of the energy of the day.
Okay.
And just like focus on as the droplets hit you, focus on it's just white light droplets going through and washing away the energy of the day, because water is an element and it's also a very spiritual element. So a lot of practices you will use water, like in baptism and in different religious practices for that reason, because it's a cleanse.
So will then that help me hear my guides or people that are talking to me when I protect my energy in general?
Yes, because what you're doing is you have static around you right now. So what's going to happen is that you're clearing out the outside voices that aren't yours, and it's going to help you to hear your guides and your angels better. So it doesn't push out your guides and your angels. It doesn't push out what they're saying. It clears the static of the energy that's not yours.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
To you. Thank you.
Well, listen, I'm glad I could help you with that. Nikisha, you were saying, is that how you say your name? Am I saying it correct?
Yeah, you said it right.
All right. So first of all, I got to tell you, I saw you nodding your head and you're like, oh my God, this is me. How do you connect with
yeah. So I think I'm pretty sure I'm empath. I get most of my visions through dreams, and I've been told I have the gift of premonition. I have the ability to, on 3 separate occasions, I've had dreams of loved ones that have passed on, and they've came to me in a dream. And each time the one thing I noticed is they don't say too much, but they let me know like they're okay. They're fine. And they always have this smile on, and they look so happy. And I know the first one I had was my grandma. I couldn't make it to her funeral, and me and my grandma were real close. We were like best friends. And I couldn't make it to her funeral, and I remember I was just beating myself up. I felt so guilty. And it was either the day of her funeral or the day after. She came to me in the dream. I remember I walked into this, it looked like a church, but it was pearly white, real bright. I remember seeing angels in the corner, the music going, and my grandma was sitting in the first pew of her. It looked like her funeral. And I just ran up to her and I dropped to my knees and I just started bawling. I looked up at her and I said, I'm sorry, just over and over. And she looked down at me and said, it's okay. I'm okay. And she just kept saying it because I kept apologizing. She said, it's okay. I'm okay. And I remember in the dream, I actually got mad because I was thinking, it's not okay. You're gone. You're not here anymore. But I feel like she told me that to let me know, like, oh, okay, she's okay. And then that's when I really opened myself up. And that was my first time I read the Bible front to back. And I wanted to know who my grandma was with now. Like, I wanted to know more about where my grandma was, and she was with God. And it just, and
it? Led
after
you on the
that, I
journey.
just felt like yes.
I'm going to share with you something.
Okay.
Because I want the group to hear this as well. Do you hear, and this is how you know it's like, this is how you can tell because sometimes we just dream to dream, right? And we dream because a dream could be many things. It could be a spirit visitation, or it could also be your subconscious talking to you, your subconscious telling you that, you were guilty about your grandmother's death. This was absolutely 100% a spirit visitation. And I'm going to tell you all how to tell the difference. Dreams that are not spirit visitations are chaotic, and you don't remember them. Okay. So when you have a dream that's not a spirit visitation, What happens is that 1 minute you could be in Italy, next thing you could be in your, neighbor's house. And then you get up and you're like, wait, I had a dream last night, but I don't really remember it. Wait, I think I was in Italy. I think I was with so-and-so. I think I was this. A spirit visitation dream is real when, like Nikisha, you can say every detail. I remember looking at her. I remember her face. I remember what color the church was. It's as though you're there, and that dream never leaves you. Never leaves you. And that is proof. And I'm going to tell you something. You were given that dream for a reason. That dream that you got was your grandmother's way of showing you two things. One, she was allowing you to release that guilt and fear and hurt. But two, what she was also doing is she was trying to show that she was okay. And she was trying to lead you down the spiritual journey of saying, listen, if I'm here, I'm opening your eyes up right away. Like I can feel your grandmother as literally like a guide with you. And I know that your grandmother was extremely religious here in this world. She believes in God. She believes in the afterlife. And when she got there, she's like, and she even said, she's even like, as I feel her, like, she didn't even tell me, I feel her, like, even leaving biblical things with your family. So I don't know if she left like her Bible or her rosary beads or whatever it is. But I will tell you that now she's leading you on that journey. So I want you to know that that dream that you got of her was literally her way of saying, like, Akisha, you can see me. I'm here. And she also is using that to send you down the rabbit hole. So when you had that experience, you're like, oh my God, I got to read the Bible. I got to look into my gifts. I got to connect with heaven. Your grandmother did her job because you're on this journey right now. And I'll tell you that if you can see her, you can also see the other side as well. That's the one thing that I wish that I did differently when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was so afraid of spirits. I pushed them away. I didn't realize I could control it. I didn't realize I could ask spirit to come through. I didn't realize I could ask spirit to step forward. And if I just listened to their messages, right, that I could control it. Well, if you can see souls in your dreams, you can see them when you're not dreaming. And I want you guys to know this. And this is what I teach, right, with mediumship, is that mediumship is daydreaming when you're awake. When you see dreams, because people say to me, what's a vision like? A vision is literally daydreaming when you're awake. When I was in school, and let me know if this has happened to you, Nikisha, okay? When I was in school, I would freaking go somewhere. I don't know why in fact, that's why I couldn't pass tests or why it was that, I did so poorly in school, but I'd be at my desk and the teacher would literally be waving the hand in front of me and like, Matt, are you still there? Matt, where the hell are you? Right? I would daydream and go to different places. Well, daydreaming, right, is a way that you also connect with spirit. It's when you dream, you're accessing a part of your brain that connects with spirit. And when you're doing mediumship, you're tapping into that place in your head that usually you would access when you're asleep, but you're doing it while you're awake. So it's all about fine tuning. And I would start with this. Now that you know that you can talk to your grandmother so clearly, and she's that strongest presence, you want to use her as your guide. You want to use your grandmother and say, Grandma, show me this. Show me who you're with. Let me know that so-and-so is okay in heaven. Send me this sign. Because once you open yourself to communicate with her, you're going to be able to communicate with all the other souls, and you'll be able to control it a little bit better because it's going to help you to feel their voice. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely.
Let me know on Facebook. I really want to know how this starts to help you. I want you to talk to her every day. I want you to ask her questions because this is reminds me of when I first started. Go ahead.
She passed 14 years ago. So like you said, I've just carried her everywhere with me. I look to her for guidance. I basically, I do ask her, like, let me know about this certain situations, because like I said, me and her were best friends. We did used to watch haunting shows together. So she got me into the spiritual stuff. And so
listen, she still is. She still is from the other side. This is just validation. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to make sure I want to get to as many people as possible. John, I see you're hanging out there. Have you had any?
Hi.
Are you new to this? Have you had any experiences? Tell us.
Yes. I've been watching you, and I saw your event here in Eugene, and that kind of got my journey started. My wife passed away about 10 years ago, and a lot of signs were coming through very strongly all the way from the day she passed. But about 6 months ago, like a doorway opened between her world and mine, and I just felt her energy just move into me. And the first few weeks, it was really intense. Really intense, physically and emotionally, because literally my muscles would just be firing. I mean, if somebody would have saw me, they'd probably call 911 because it was that extreme. But over the course of several weeks, I noticed that as I would be talking with her, it started changing, like moving to different parts of my body, not as if I was talking about something really emotional, it would amplify. My muscles would just go nuts. If it was subtle, it would back down. So that I thought, okay, we have a rudimentary way you're learning to control it, your energy and me. And so we can kind of rudimentary communicate. I don't see spirits. I don't hear spirits. I don't do any of that stuff. I can just feel my wife's energy. So I start asking her questions, yes or no. I said, if the answer is yes or whatever, say, rock my world, baby. And she will, so and then if it's the answer is no, nothing. And so
wait. Let me ask you a question, okay? Because as I talk to you guys, I can sense things and feel things, right? Do you, after your wife's passing, after you got through the grief, and we don't fully get over grief, but there's always a part that misses their physical presence.
Sure.
But when you have a love with someone that's so strong, that love, and when we're true soulmates with one another, like you and your wife were, when we have that love that's so strong, what's so beautiful is that energy continues in the afterlife. So I want to share with you something, John, okay, I just want to share with you kind of the science kind of behind things, how things work. Because as a medium, I like to know how things work. So, and this goes for everyone that's here, like Lynn's still in the chat, Rosalind's in the chat. I see you guys in the chat. So being psychic, right? And even when you don't feel like you're psychic, we pick up on other people's energy, right? We send thoughts to people. When someone's mad at you, how many of you in the chat, how many of you here have felt it when someone's mad at you, right? You can feel sick, you feel nauseous, even if they're not in the same room with you, even if they're in a different state, when they're mad at you, you can feel that energy. It can make you sick and make you feel nauseous. You can pick up when someone is loving you, sending good thoughts to you, bad thoughts to you. All day long, because we're souls, we feel, right? We're sending thoughts to people are sending thoughts to us, right? We're thinking angry thoughts about so-and-so, they feel it, they're sending angry thoughts back to us. Well, that bond of communication still stays intact when we pass on. So the reason why I'm getting to this is that, have you felt, after you started to process your wife's passing, have you started to hear her in your head? Like you hear her at times, like just say something.
Oh, yes. Yes, very much so. And I know what was a visitation one night, from her. And that was kind of the moment. I mean, I've had just pulses of energy in the middle of the night when I'm dead asleep. It's like, holy crap, what was that? But I think what my one true visitation is one night she just held me. And she held me with a strength that I cannot even describe. It's like she was pulling me into her. And I've never felt anything, even though we connect every single day. Every morning, I get into my quiet zone and I feel her energy move in. And I mean, I just feel it around the edges. And then I say, come on, baby, let's go. And I just feel her move in. And I don't know that it's psychic ability or is it just our deep love and connection. I don't know.
Well,
because
listen,
I try to connect with other people in my parents, my brother that I love and was very close to, and I cannot connect with them. It's only with my wife. So I don't know if it's her strength or what the hell it is.
No, it's both of yours. It's a medium. Remember, a medium is someone who meets in the middle. Your energy and her energy is meeting, right? You both had this strong love with one another. You had this amazing bond with one another. You lived with her. You spent every moment with her. This love was so strong that in the afterlife, you're still feeling her. That connection doesn't get cut. And that's where people mess up, is they think like, oh my God, my person passed on. That energy, that connection is gone, but that still remains. And sometimes what really sucks, all right, I'm going to talk about this in the chat, okay, it's also part of psychic ability, is sometimes that freaking connection, when you're empathic and you are sensitive, still stays with living people. How many people do I read for, right, that they were in a divorce, they've been divorced from their husband for 3 years, but they still feel his energy. And they're so upset by this. They still feel that person with them, and they have to learn to separate it because that love was once there. So because you loved your wife so deeply and still do, you're absolutely sensing her, you're absolutely feeling her, and you're getting, yours is actually a mixture. You're getting clear sentience mixed with clear audience. So you're hearing little bits of her, like you might hear her say, I'm there and with you. You might hear her laugh, you might hear her call your name, but then you're actually feeling her because
Yes.
because you had that strong love here in this world. I'm so happy that you shared that and you're getting that connection. And the way that you want to go and you want to actually improve on that, right, is start asking her to do some physical things. Ask her, okay, let me know that you're on this trip with me. Send me a sign. I want you not to just to feel it, but I want you to ask her to show you things outside to really validate that she's with you every day without you having to go to that place to try to reach her, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. Because I just, through our communication, I ask her, is there more to come, baby? And she's telling me, yes, there is. I just don't know what the heck it is and how to get there. So,
well, listen, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. And she led you here tonight. So I'm going to tell you, that's how you start, right? Don't leave it internal, leave it external. I want you, because my hope for you is that you're going to start to go to places and your wife is going to start to send you certain signs and you're going to walk into a store or walk into a place and you'll hear that song that reminds you of her, right? You're going to go to a certain place and you're not going to just rely on that connection. No matter where you go, you're going to feel that energy without having to go to that place to connect, if that makes sense.
it does. She sends me so many signs through music, through feathers, I just feel her presence all the time. And so we just had her celebration of life a couple of weeks ago, and she was coming through so incredibly strong. And it really is amazing. But I know you got a lot of people to get to. I don't want to take up your time, but
that's okay. Listen,
I really appreciate it.
I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm happy. I'm so happy to get this communication from your wife, and I'm happy to see a man on here because I got to tell you, so many times when there's usually 99% women, so I'm really happy about that. All right, Heidi, you've been out for a while.
Thanks.
What have you been sensing?
So I've tried to reach you about 30 times. I've been on the telephone with you, and I haven't been read. But I was so touched by what John said. It hit me. I'm like Kara. I'm a therapist too. And I sense a lot of energy from people, the patients I see and friends in my life. But I also have a recurring song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, that comes on randomly. I don't know who sends it to me. I also get the number 36 often, and I don't know where that comes from either. So if you can help me and give me some guidance, that would be great.
Done. I'm so happy. Let's talk about it. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to tell you a little story because we always learn through stories, right? And like all my stories, this one's true. So there was a medium, okay, that came to me, and she would be like, I connect with spirit. I'm sensitive. It's your same exact story, but she didn't know like how to give a reading. She didn't know how she connected. Well, her gift was spirit would speak to her through music. Now, anytime that someone communicates through music, it's always your angels. That's the highest connection because angels are always connected with creativity, art, creativity, music, inner gifts. So what was crazy is when she would meet somebody, like for example, she met this woman one time and she kept hearing that song, Sherry, Sherry baby. And when she went to shake the woman's hand and introduce herself, the woman said, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Sherry." And literally songs would come to her when she'd meet people. And that's how she would go and like get information. And I said to her, well, listen, that's your angels communicating with you. Well, what if you can go and you can, ask the angels to send you songs based on what's going on in a person's life? Well, anyway, long story short, when she would meet people, she started connecting with her angels and thanking her angels every night and, really tuning into this gift. I'm giving you the short version, but it's actually longer on kind of how we tuned into this. And it was crazy, the songs that would just start coming up. Like, for example, there was this woman that she met. And when she met the woman was going through this really, really hard time. This woman was going through this horrible, horrible breakup. She didn't know any of this, okay? She was going through this horrible breakup. She didn't know, do I get back with my fiance? Will he get back with me? What do I do? She was putting all her eggs in one basket and hoping and praying he came back. And when she met this person, she kept hearing that song, Que Sera Sera. You guys know that song in the chat? Que Sera Sera, whatever will be, will be. But that was her angel saying, hey, listen, you need to keep living your life. You can't hang yourself up over this relationship. And upon meeting her, when the song came on, she knew that she was having a relationship issue. She knew what this song meant, and it struck something to her. It was her angels guiding her to help this person. What I want you to know is that anytime you get repeating numbers, 333, 36, 1111, for whatever it is, that means that your angels are trying to reach you. They always use numbers. Numbers always come from our angels. unless it's a specific number. Like, let's say your husband was in football and he was number 8, right? And you keep seeing number 8. So what I want you to know is that the one thing is that if you're hearing that song Over the Rainbow, that's a telltale sign that your angels are trying to say that somebody over the rainbow is trying to reach you, right? It's their way of trying to say you've got this connection. Thank them for that connection. Tell them that you know that they're trying to reach you. What am I supposed to be hearing from you? Send me another song. What's another song that you'll pop in? And ask to show you that song in 2 ways. Have them play it in your head, and then say them, I want you to validate that it's you by playing it somewhere else. And they can do that. Spirit can manipulate time, space, and energy. And that's how personally you connect. You connect through music and you connect through feeling. And when you put that together, you're going to be able to really hear messages, both for other people, but also for yourself as well, where if you're going through a hard time, you might hear your angels play a certain song and you resonate with the lyrics. That is a telltale sign that you're an angel communicator, that angels speak through you, and especially through the numbers. And the number 36 is actually a change in redirection. So did you recently retire, or are you planning on retiring?
Oh my God, yes.
They told me 36, well, actually they told you 36 means that it's a change of life path. It means that you just recently ended a phase in your life and you're feeling lost, because it means that you're trying to do something new and you don't know what that new thing is. So it's like, you're like, it's a change of chapter, and you're like, what do I do now?
Wow. Okay.
That's what 36 means. That's your angels.
Okay. Your mother read for me, and she was just wonderful. It was a real nice connection for me. And how do you know who's trying to reach you, like from the other side?
Well, you have 3 different sources, right? Sources, meaning angels, spirit guides, loved ones. You, first specifically, I know it's your angels with you because angels speak through songs,
right?
Through art, and they speak through numbers. Your loved ones don't do that. So angels speak in that way. Your spirit guides come to you like a compass. Your spirit guides are pushing you like in front of new people, in front of new opportunities. And then you have, I'm giving you the short version, the Cliff Note version. And then you have your loved ones who come to you with something familiar, a familiar fragrance, right? A certain song that reminds you of them and them only. It's not about the lyrics. It's just maybe the song you danced to with your dad. And then, they'll use personal things to come to you. So that's how you can tell the difference. But with you, it's all about angels.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I wasn't ignoring you over here. I see you're on here too. How do you connect with any of this?
Yes. Mainly mine is like a gut feeling.
Yes.
I've had dreams, and this is over years, but a lot of it is intuition, I guess you'd call it. Yeah. So my main thing is my great-grandson. He's 7 years old. And in fact, my granddaughter spoke with you meet and greet in Iowa the last time you were here.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And anyway, he is 7 years old. He started at about 2 or 3, and he's been seeing, talking, my husband, his grandpa's. Anyway, we keep coaching him. My granddaughter keeps talking to him about it. How do we get him to maintain this? Because I know you've said in the past, when they're young, then they fade out of it. So
the only reason why we fade out of it, and why many of us have faded out of it, is only because society teaches us that it's not normal, right? So like they'll tell people, oh, it's your imaginary friend. Oh, that didn't really happen. Oh, you're just making things up, to the point where we start to feel like it's made up, right? And especially when other people can't see what we see. So the best way to keep this alive is doing just what you're doing. Ask them questions. Oh, what did he say? And also, one of the things that you can do, that my mom taught me to do, is show him a photo album. Don't lead him, don't coach him, but say, hey, did you point out some pictures and see if anybody is familiar to him, and see if there's anybody else who comes to visit him, anybody else who is talking to him. So when you keep that alive and you ask those questions, and more importantly, you just show them that there's nothing to fear, and you kind of like, the way that I do it with Royce is I make it nonchalant. Like, oh yeah, that's your grandfather. Oh yeah, he loves you very much. Yeah, he comes to visit now and then. You can always wave up in the sky and say, hi, Papa. You can always do this. You can always do that. And just go and explain it in a very simple way. And you can explain that they've passed on, that they're no longer with us. People are really hesitant about talking to children about death. But children actually are more receptive than we think. So the thing is that, and I'm glad I'm giving you good. I see Karen nodding her head, so that her being a therapist, that means that I'm doing good over here, right? But no, seriously. The one thing is that you just want to go and validate them, and then also validate the person, what they're seeing. You know, find out who it is in the photo album. What do they say? What are the characteristics? And then just say, oh yeah, he loves you very much. You can talk to him anytime. Our loved ones always watch over us, and just reaffirm that belief system.
Well, he tells us who he's talking to, or
I
mainly
love
to
that.
his mother, you know. He gets embarrassed if I say, hey, is Papa Steve, you know, oh, Papa Steve loves you, which was my husband. But the latest one, and we've had numerous stories that we can tell, but the latest one, my granddaughter was saying, oh, I love you so much. He says, no, I love you more. She says, I've loved you longest. And he's 7 years old. He said, no, Mom. He says, I loved you before I was born. He says, I was with the angels and God. Yeah. And he said that I picked you because you were going to be the best mom for me.
This is what I mean. It's crazy to hear what comes out of their mouth. Like, it's unbelievable when you hear about this. But I got to share this with you, like, that you're doing the best thing possible. And the other thing that you can do, Rose, is have open conversations in front of him. So don't be afraid to talk about your experiences, to share with your daughter or your loved ones. Oh, I talked to, you know, I had this dream from my dad yesterday, or I had this sign from whatever. Show him that you're getting those experiences too, and it'll help to ease his mind a little bit.
Yeah, we do. He brings me feathers. Papa Steve gave this to me for you, you know, and just different things. It's amazing. And I just so afraid he's going to lose it, and I don't want him to.
Nope. Just remind that day he'll always have that connection to heaven, you know, and write it down and keep it in a book for him. That's what my mom did for me. And my mom brought up all of these little things later on in life. When I forgot about it, my mom reminded me. So keep a little journal, write it, and keep that connection alive for him.
My granddaughter has, yeah.
Oh, well, I love that. I love that. You're very welcome. I got more people to talk to. I see that, you know, Asamina is in the chat. I see that, oh my God, thank you. Sharon says that's great advice. I see that Sasha's asking about a tea leaf reading. So a tea leaf reading is literally when you look into a coffee cup and you can see visualizations, images. Psychics use this in so many different ways. Like I said, there's not a right or a wrong way to connect. And I love that so many of you have had experiences with getting readings from my mom. So my mom doesn't connect with the medium side like I do, right? My mom is more of a life psychic. That's her gift, is that she's found her connection to life. She's able to tell you how many kids you're going to have, right? Who your soulmate is. She doesn't connect with the dead in the way that I do, but she's able to see into the future. That's her special gift. Well, you have your own special gift. And that's why I wanted to come on to talk to you about this, because I want to talk to you about discovering it. Now, here's something that I want to share with you that is really super amazing. I got to transfer this back to me. I want you to see it. I am not sharing this with anybody right now. I'm only sharing it with you because I want to share with you one of the things that I've been working on. I actually worked on this with my mom, because you know what's sad is that right now there's only 3 mediums out there that are actually out in the public using their gift. Teresa Caputo, Tyler Henry, and me, right? We're the only ones with television shows. We're the only ones out there touring. And I just kept hearing, Matt, you have to share your secrets. You and your mom taught you, you know, we gave you this gift. We gave you this gift, not to just read for people, but to discover the gift within them. And you saw how all of the people who I just brought up, like, for example, even right now in the chat, Kathy's saying that she hears voices. All of you have your own gift. You just have to learn how to tap it and fine tune it. So I want to share with you what I've been working on. Me and my mom have been working together to try to come up with a way to teach you how to discover your gift, right? How to tune in, how to tap in. I want to share with you what some of the divination tools and some of the conversations that my mom's had. Take a look at this. Let me know what you think. Ready? Take a look. Mom, this is so exciting. We have so many people here and with us that are just stepping into their journey of psychic ability, of learning about their intuition.
And the main thing too is that my mother always taught me was that you have to trust it. We all have intuition, but you can't second guess what your gut is telling you.
Now walk us through, we have a couple of different divination tools. Just bring us through exactly what's here on the table.
Okay, so, you know, like I said, these are the original tarot cards. My mother made me these cards. Oh, look at Matthew. This is the card I picked, and we all know there's a baby there for you. See how it works? I mean, I didn't know what card I was picking up, but see how it works?
The card says baby. Yeah, I see that. What people really need to realize is that the gift comes from you. It comes from within you.
See how it's starting to move a little bit? See the chain? Look at the chain. See the energy in the chain?
And you're putting that right in the middle of the X, right?
Yes.
So you start off in the middle of the X.
Right.
You focus on a question.
Yes. And then it will start to move. See how it's moving?
You have to work at it. It's a muscle that grows stronger. If you put in the work and you start using it, the stronger it becomes.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask you this. How many of you feel drawn to this? Let me know in the chat. How many of you feel drawn to this? How many of you feel like there's a gift that you want to tap into? How many of you have felt something? How many of you would like to tune into your gift, tap into your gift? Well, I want to share with you something. There's a gift that you're meant to share with the world. Natasha's saying yes. Danny's saying yes. Andrea's saying yes. Amber's saying yes. Jody is saying yes. Jasmine is saying yes. Well, listen, the reason why I chose to put you here tonight, the reason why I sent you that email, which some of you thought it was spam, aren't you glad that you opened it and you came, right? Spirit led you here, is I'm doing something that I've never done before. And I am literally sharing this with just a group of people, right? Because I'm putting together a media mentorship. Me and my mom have come together and we spent a year working on this project, a year of helping you discover your own psychic gift. I'm putting together a group of students that I'm going to be teaching how to tune in, tap in, and fine tune their psychic ability. And I don't want to tell you about this. I want to show you this. Okay. I call this the invisible gift. You guys, you got to take a look at this. I want you to watch this right now. Tell me what you think. Here's a sneak peek. Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something? A gut feeling that stopped you cold? A sense that someone was thinking about you seconds before they called? Or a feeling when you walked into a room, a feeling that something was off, even though no one said a word? Have you ever felt the presence of a loved one that had passed away? I need to tell you something important. You're not imagining it. That's your invisible gift. Hi, I'm Matt Fraser, America's top psychic medium, and I've spent my life connecting people with their loved ones on the other side. Every single human being on this planet is born with an ability that most of us never recognize, never name, and never develop. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but you feel it every single day. You just know that it's there. Everyone has it, not just psychics, not just mediums, everyone. Steve Jobs calls it trusting his gut. He made billion-dollar decisions based on what he felt, not what the data told him. Albert Einstein said his greatest ideas came to him as sudden downloads, complete and fully formed from somewhere beyond his conscious mind. Pure knowing without needing to work through the logic. Michael Jordan talked about how he could see the game differently, sensing plays before they happened, knowing when to take the shot before the opportunity even appeared. They weren't calling it psychic ability. They were calling it instinct, intuition, that gut feeling. But it's the same gift that you have. The only difference between them and someone who thinks that they don't have it is that they haven't learned to recognize it, trust it, and use it. And here's how it works. Your invisible gift has 3 layers. Intuition, which is your gut feeling that guides your directions. Psychic ability, which is reading energy beyond yourself and sensing what others feel and knowing things before they happen. And lastly, mediumship, connecting with loved ones who have already crossed over. Now, here's what's important. You have all 3, but your gift is like your fingerprint, completely different, completely yours. You might be stronger in intuition with flashes of psychic knowing, or naturally psychic with moments of mediumship, or a blend that's completely different from anyone else. There is no hierarchy. No one is better. Your gift is whatever feels like home to you. And you've been using it your whole entire life without even realizing it. In my course, The Invisible Gift, I'm going to teach you how you can recognize your gut feelings and trust them, read energy and sense what's really happening, and also connect with your loved ones on the other side. How to discover your unique blend, and how to integrate all of these into your daily life safely and naturally. You're not crazy. You're not imagining it. You have this gift, and I'm going to help you to recognize it. If this feels right for you, I hope that you'll join me on this incredible journey. Your invisible gift has been waiting for you. Okay, you guys, this is what I've been working on for over a year. I call it the invisible gift. Now, before you say anything, I want to let you know the reason why you're here, the reason why I put you here is because I just did a call yesterday. I picked some people to email into, and I did this tonight. I am putting together a group of students, and the people who joined yesterday, who was like, Matt, I want to do this with you. These are people who've never taken a course in their life, who've never done something like this. They're like, this is crazy. This is insane. I've never done something. A lot of them were older. A lot of them were, 50 years old, 60 years old. One woman signed up. She was 80 years old, right? But the thing is this, it doesn't matter when you start. That gift is there. If you feel like you've tapped out, if you feel like it hasn't been there, I promise you that it has. So I want to share with you, okay, that I am putting together this group of students that I am going to be leading through a 7-lesson journey. We're going to be first talking about what your gift is, leading you through the journey. Me and my mom, there's 7 lessons. I have workbooks. I want to show you exactly what it is that I put together. Because like I said, yesterday, I did this call. I selected some people, and they were like, the people signed up told me they've never been to a course like this. How many of you in the chat, let me know, have you ever been to a course? Have you ever done something like this before? Well, I put together this course because I didn't want to I could just do a class and say, oh, this is how you do it. This is what psychic ability is. But you wouldn't learn anything. I partnered with my mom, and together we spent a year writing course material, putting together workbooks, exercises, meditations to open you up, and video lessons, okay, that you can literally have access to for life. And there's going to be live coaching calls, a student orientation where you're going to be able to meet other students. And for those of you who sign up tonight, you're going to get 2 things. You're going to get an AI companion, and that is literally a little AI that sits with the course, but you can ask it any question. What does this dream mean? I'm having issues meditating. What does this mean? And it pulls right from my course material, and it'll explain exactly what's going on. I call it the Spirit AI. And then also, you're going to get access to a private Facebook group with just me and the other students that are taking the class, other like-minded people that want to explore their gift. So before I take it through it, if you're interested in becoming a student, this is there's going to be a student orientation, coffee hour with me and my mom, all live, and everything that if you miss something that's live, it's going to be recorded. So you're going to have 7 video lessons, over 12 meditations, spirit activation cards, right? And then also live coaching calls. I want to show you exactly what the course is like. And I also want to share with you the special link, okay? But before I do, let me show you what exactly it is, because I know that many of you, and I say that Evan's saying I love it, I see that Grace says I love it, Rachel's saying I love it, I see that Marge is saying I haven't, Michelle says I've never done this, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. And Kat has taken a tarot card class. Well, I've had a lot of people that came to me that says, Matt, I've been, trying to develop my gifts, but I haven't found a teacher that's right for me. I wish you did this. I wish you did mentorship. Well, guess what? It's starting. I want to share with you what happens when you sign up. So if you sign up for my course, this is what happens. Everyone sees my website on here, right? Well, when you sign up for the course, you're going to get a login to my website. I'm going to email you an email and password. And then up at the top, you're going to see something that says my courses. Only you're going to be able to see this. When you click on my courses, you're going to see the courses that are there. In this case, it's the invisible gift. And when you click on the invisible gift, this is something only you're going to have access to. In it, you're going to find the course. And when you scroll down, there's a welcome letter from me, and you're going to find all the course material. You're going to see your course lessons, course bonuses, which I'll share with you later on, workbooks, audio meditations, affirmation cards, and also the live coaching call schedule. There's also a submit your question button where you can actually go and ask me a question in the middle of the night. Let's say you're taking this at 3 a.m. You ask me a question, it comes right to me. And then you're going to see the course overview, right? With everything there, your lessons, your workbooks, meditations, affirmation cards. And it's the easiest thing to do. Literally, I'm going to send you a magic link that you just get into, or literally you just go and you go to my website and type in your email address and password. that we send you. Now, when you click on course lessons, here's what happens in lesson 1. I want to show you what it's like because I want to show you why this is different than anything that you've done before. You have a video, an audio meditation, and a workbook for all 7 lessons. Take a look at lesson 1. This is a sneak peek. There was a woman at one of my events. Her name was Jennifer. I asked the entire row to stand up like I usually do. And before Jennifer even got to her feet, I could feel her skepticism, her resistance to being there. She was mid-30s, sharp business suit, arms crossed tight, and the look on her face, let me tell you, she was looking at me like she was about to audit my soul. But I could also see her father and grandmother in spirit standing right behind her with messages waiting to be delivered. She looked at me straight in the eye and said, I don't really believe in this kind of stuff. So that's a 17-minute lesson. And then we go into an audio meditation, okay? So right underneath, you're going to find all these, look at this is all from lesson 1. The first audio meditation is all leading you through finding your psychic gift, finding what it is, how you connect. Are you clairaudient? Are you clairvoyant? Are you a feeler? Find a comfortable position. And when you are ready, gently let your eyes close. This time is yours. There is nothing to do and nothing to prove. Now, this is approximately like a 10-minute long meditation. These are all the meditations you get in lesson 1. It's both in my voice and also in a woman's voice, in case the accent bothers you. And then you get a workbook. Now, this is just one lesson. There's 7, you guys, plus coaching calls. You get this workbook, and in the workbook are all exercises. So what I'm doing is leading you on a journey. You watch the lesson. You go through and you listen to the meditation right before bed, on the way to work. You can play it on your phone. You get these workbooks, right? That will lead you into really what I'm trying to do is draw out the gift within you, draw out the connection within you. It teaches you how to use the workbook, what's in the workbook, what's in the lesson, what the takeaways are. And it helps you to discover your gift. In this case, lesson 1 is about Jennifer. She came to me a skeptic and literally had a gift of connecting all along. She was born with it, but didn't know it, right? That one reading changed her life. Well, like I said, this is helping you to discover your gift. So in the first lesson you learn, are you clairaudient, clairvoyant? Are you a feeler? Are you an empath? Well, then there's also these affirmation cards as well. Now, these are like little tarot cards that will help you on your journey. They're virtual, you can tap them, and each one has a message from spirit about your journey. Or you can click download the affirmation card. And once you download it, right, or click download, you'll find them all that you can print out, and you can take one every day. You can use it to give readings, however it is that you feel that you connect with this. Well, I want to let you know that, like I said, I'm pulling together a group of students that I'm going to be taking on this journey. And if you want to join me, if you sign up today, here's the thing. And you really want to be a part of this. This is for people who are really serious, that are really interested in learning about their gift. I want to let you know that you're going to be included in this Facebook group, this private Facebook group. It has not started yet. You're going to be included in the Facebook group. Right away, you're going to get lesson 1. I'm going to send you lesson 1 with all the guided meditations so you can get started recognizing your gift right now. And then what's going to happen is there's a whole breakout schedule of all of the video lessons. Sorry, there's so much to go over. And then we're going to have a student orientation where you're going to get to meet the other students in class. We're going to go over everything, how to use the workbooks, how to log in, all of those things. So that being said, I'm going to share with you this link, okay? Here is the special link. It's going to pop up on your page right now. Now, this is going to get you everything that you need. The live coaching calls with me and my mom, the video lessons, the meditations. It is a journey, and you get access for life. And yes, you can take it with your friends and family as well. The link is right there up on your screen. I just did a course on signs, and a mother and daughter took it together. If you look down below, do you guys see that link? That's where you can go. If you click that link, that will bring you right to the course. And I'm showing this to you because it is going to sell out, and I want you to have access. This is the first time that I've been doing this. This is the first time I'm doing this ever. And I want you to have access to it because you've been following me the longest. You've been with me the longest. You've been the top fans of mine. And before I put this out to everybody, I wanted you to have access to it. So the link is right down here. It should say the invisible gift. Someone said the link disappeared. Hold on, I'm going to put it back up. Tell me if you see this link. Do you see it? If for some reason you don't see it, said it went away, the invisible gift, the link is right there. And I'm also going to bring on a member of our school that's here. It's also under resources. If you click resources, you're going to see the link. Okay. I'm also going to bring on a member of our school who is Alex to come on and to also share with you what is actually in the course. So Alex, I am happy that you're here with me. Oh my God, Susan just joined. I'm so excited. And for those of you, like I see that, what's called, Christine says that, well, what if I can't afford it? Well, first of all, I try to make it affordable for everybody because this is a lot of time. It's like I says, it's 7 lessons, right? There's 6 lessons. Plus we have bonuses that are coming out. I'm not sharing with you yet, but you're going to get that. Bonuses, affirmation cards, right? This took over a year to put together. But I want to share with you one other thing. There's also a payment plan on there as well. So I want to make it accessible to everybody. And oh my God, I'm so excited. I get pings, by the way, when you become a student, I get pings right away that you guys there's a new student enrolled with you. So I see Phyllis just joined from Iowa. I see Jackie just joined. I see that Christine on Eunice just joined. Oh my God, we're already filling up. This is so excited. I'm so excited. So this is the page. I want to walk you through it. The first call and the first lesson is about your invisible gift. What is your gift? Are you an empath? Are you psychic? And by the way, you have access to this right now. That link is going to bring you right here where you can go through every single lesson. Now, a lot of people were asking me, Matt, what if I can't make it to the calls, the live calls? All the calls are recorded. So if you miss it, it's going to be sent to you the very next day. And here's the thing. While you're taking the course, you can ask me questions. It'll go right to me. It'll ping me. And then I know what to talk about during our live coaching calls. So you're going to see all the lessons there. There's 6 full bonus lessons with me and my mom. So me and my mom talk about how to use tarot cards. We talk about divination tools. We talk about how to make the cards work for you. There's also in here, like I said, all the different lessons 1 through 6. And we're going to get on together to go over everything. So here it is right here. Everything is on this. And what I really hope for you is I hope that you start to discover how to speak to your loved ones, what your psychic gift has been all along, and how to fine tune it. There is no psychic hierarchy, right? The only difference between me, you, and Teresa Caputo is that Teresa Caputo and myself, we've learned to refine our gift. We've learned how to tune and tap in. I had my mom that taught me. Teresa Caputo had a spiritual teacher that taught her, right? Once you learn to tune in, tap in, everything starts to become magic. So what I want you to know is that this is just the very beginning. If you sign up tonight, like I said, you're going to get access to a private Facebook group with just us, with just the students that are in there. So you're going to meet other people that have different gifts. You're going to be meeting other people that you can talk to. How many of you, and the reason why I put together this group, I want to share this with you, is that I wish I had this growing up. I wish that there was a friend, not a family member, a friend that I could talk to. I wish that I could say, hey, I got this dream. What does this mean? Do you see this too? Have you ever felt this? Well, none of my friends, right, were like-minded. None of my friends felt spirit, heard spirit, connected with spirit. So that being said, I put together this Facebook group because as you're taking the course, you can connect with other students. You can ask questions. You can go and ping things off of them. And I want to create a community. I want to create a community where you feel supported, that you're not in this alone, right? It's not just watching a lesson and walking away. It is an entire journey. You do the video lessons at your own pace. And then we meet up for these conference calls, these live calls that take place on Zoom. And like I said, anybody can attend from anywhere in the world. It's the coolest thing. So that being said, if you want to join me, if you want to learn how to tune into your gift, how to tap in, how to connect with the other side, this is your opportunity to join me. It's the first time that I'm ever doing something like this. So the first thing is, when you sign up tonight, you're going to get lesson 1. You're going to get all the lesson 1 audio meditations and the workbook, because I want you to get started before our first coaching call and before the student orientation. I want you to get started learning about your gift, learning how you connect. I want to really pull it out of you. And the meditations are recorded because the meditations help your mind get to that psychic space. And then as we go through the course, each lesson will drop and we'll do the live coaching call where we'll come back on and you'll get access to this for life. So like I said, once the call is done, that coaching call will be recorded and stay with you. So even if it takes you 2 years or 2 years, you want to review information, it's there for you. You have access for life. And if you sign up tonight, you're going to get access to that private Facebook group with just me and the other students. It's locked. Nobody else can get in it. I love this. And also, you're going to get that AI companion. So you can go and just type in, what does this dream mean? What does this sign mean? I'm getting this number. Is this from my angels? Is this from my guides? So let me know if you can see the link. Now, if you can't see the link, if for some reason it doesn't come up on your page, and thank you, I see Tracy just became a student. It just pinged me. Thank you, Tracy. And thank you to Elizabeth, to Lulu, and to Luca. Where the hell did I get to Lulu? From Riverhead, Connecticut, right down the street. I also want to let you know this. If you go to my website, meetmattfraser.com, just during this call, I just put it up there. In the navigation bar, you're going to see the invisible gift. So if you're on your phone, you'll see that invisible gift there. Or if you're on the website, if you go to the website right now and you look at the top, you'll see the invisible gift. You can click there too. So the link should be up on your screen, somewhere on your screen in resources, either click resources or it might be down here. Or you can go to my website and click on the invisible gift. And if it takes a minute for the website to load, are you guys able to get on? Were you guys able to get on? I see. Oh my God. Stephanie says I'm excited to join. Crystal says, say my name. Yes, Crystal, I can see you. So Debbie says, is it in US dollar or is it Canadian? So it is US dollar. Remember, everything, we're in the United States, so everything's in USD. But I'm really excited because if you've been looking for a spiritual teacher, if you've been one who've been really looking to fine tune your gift, to learn, I wrote my mom, because I want you to learn from the both of us. I want you to learn from two mediums, not just one. And I really want to walk with you hand in hand through this journey because this gift has been waiting for you. And I know that you have not found me by accident, right? Someone in spirit has led you here, whether it be your angels, your guides. And just like on this live call, when you saw there was, different people were asking me questions about the other side and about their gifts, how there's certain exercises that you can do right now to bring it out within you. Sometimes there's things that happen that we don't know. We don't know why we're getting the numbers. We don't know where the message is coming from. We don't know why we're sensing and feeling certain things. What I want you to know is that the moment that you connect with your angels, guides, and loved ones, something amazing happens. Just like what happened with the man who was here with his wife. You never feel alone. You feel your loved ones with you. You never feel afraid. Like even with me, I don't feel afraid because when I'm anxious, when I'm stressed, when I have those bad days, I always know that my angels, guides, and loved ones can see things far beyond what I see. They're guiding me, they're helping me. And if I listen, I can find the solution to whatever's going on in my life. And I hope that you get that too. So if this feels right for you and you want to come and join me and be a student of mine and join the invisible gift, now is your opportunity right now. Like I said, tonight you'll get lesson 1. Tap the link that's up on your screen or go to meetmattfraser.com and click on the invisible gift. I see Jen H just joined as well. I'm so excited. I hope to see you in the first lesson. And in the meantime, I can't wait to connect with you guys in the private Facebook group. I'm gonna jump in there to say hello to you guys. The minute we get you activated, I'll probably be in there within the next day or so. So once you get in and you get your lesson, I really want to hear how things are going for you. And I am excited to be on this journey with you. So I want to thank you so much. Thank you for following me for all of these years and months. I want to thank you for being a part of this journey with me. And I can't wait to go and help you on your journey as well. So before I go, I'm going to give you that trailer one more time so you can see exactly what it's like. And in the meantime, if you want to come and join the invisible gift, tap that link up on your screen. So I will see you in the Facebook group. I'll see you online. And in the meantime, trust in what you're sensing. Trust in what you're feeling. Your loved ones are with you. You are never alone and you are being guided. I'm going to leave you with that and I will see you in class. Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something? A gut feeling that stopped you cold? A sense that someone was thinking about you seconds before they called? Or a feeling when you walked into a room, a feeling that something was off, even though no one said a word? Have you ever felt the presence of a loved one that had passed away? I need to tell you something important. You're not imagining it. That's your invisible gift. Hi, I'm Matt Fraser, America's top psychic medium, and I've spent my life connecting people with their loved ones on the other side. Every single human being on this planet is born with an ability that most of us never recognize, never name, and never develop. You can't see it. You can't touch it, but you feel it every single day. You just know that it's there. Everyone has it, not just psychics, not just mediums, everyone. Steve Jobs calls it trusting his gut. He made billion-dollar decisions based on what he felt, not what the data told him. Albert Einstein said his greatest ideas came to him as sudden downloads, complete and fully formed from somewhere beyond his conscious mind. Pure knowing without needing to work through the logic. Michael Jordan talked about how he could see the game differently, sensing plays before they happened, knowing when to take the shot before the opportunity even appeared. They weren't calling it psychic ability. They were calling it instinct, intuition, that gut feeling. But it's the same gift that you have. The only difference between them and someone who thinks that they don't have it is that they haven't learned to recognize it, trust it, and use it. And here's how it works. Your invisible gift has 3 layers. Intuition, which is your gut feeling that guides your directions. Psychic ability, which is reading energy beyond yourself and sensing what others feel and knowing things before they happen. And lastly, mediumship, connecting with loved ones who have already crossed over. Now, here's what's important. You have all 3, but your gift is like your fingerprint, completely different, completely yours. You might be stronger in intuition with flashes of psychic knowing, or naturally psychic with moments of mediumship, or a blend that's completely different from anyone else. There is no hierarchy. No one is better. Your gift is whatever feels like home to you. And you've been using it your whole entire life without even realizing it. In my course, The Invisible Gift, I'm going to teach you how you can recognize your gut feelings and trust them, read energy and sense what's really happening, and also connect with your loved ones on the other side. How to discover your unique blend, and how to integrate all of these into your daily life safely and naturally. You're not crazy. You're not imagining it. You have this gift, and I'm going to help you to recognize it. If this feels right for you, I hope that you'll join me on this incredible journey. Your invisible gift has been waiting for you.